Hey everyone, and welcome to Level 1, Class 1 of Ukulele. I'm really looking forward to working with you. My name is Dan Prindle. I'll be your teacher for this course. Today in this Level 1 class, we're going to learn all about the different parts of the ukulele. We're going to learn how to play what are called the open strings. That's playing the strings with your right hand using no fingers with your left hand. We're going to learn some simple songs using those open strings, and we're also going to learn how to read something called tablature. That's a way of reading music on the ukulele that'll help us to learn future songs when we want to learn them down the road. So I'm really looking forward to getting started. Let's dive right in. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn about the different parts of the ukulele. So here I have a ukulele, and this is a standard ukulele that's known as the soprano ukulele. This is the ukulele that most people have. They do make ukuleles of other sizes that are a little bit larger, and some of them have a little bit lower sound. There is such a thing as a tenor ukulele and a baritone ukulele. So those are out there, and you may see them. You may see folks who have a larger ukulele, but this is the standard one that most people have. It's called the soprano ukulele, and if I hold it near me, you can see just for scale, it's a relatively small instrument, and then they get bigger from here. All right, so let's dig into the parts of the ukulele. So the first thing to remember is that the ukulele is kind of like a person. It's got three main parts: the head, the neck, and the body. And so this whole area here is the body. Then we have the neck. And then this part up here, we call it the head, but the real name for this is called the headstock. And the headstock is this whole area above this sort of white piece here and all up above. So then we have some other smaller, more specific parts of the instrument. Starting with, on the headstock, we have the tuners. And I can turn these tuners in order to tune the strings of the ukulele, and we're going to learn how to do that actually shortly. So those are the tuners. Then the strings come down and they get seated into this white thing here that's called the nut. So the nut holds the strings in place so that they can then go down and meet up down here. So working our way down, then on the neck, we have the fretboard. That's the board that actually holds these little metal horizontal things, and those are known as the frets. So the fretboard, and we have the frets. And the strings run on down. We have the body. The body has a hole in it. That's known as the sound hole. And so when we make sounds on the ukulele, what's actually happening is that those strings are resonating. That's making sound, but that sound is bouncing around inside the hollow body of the ukulele and coming out the sound hole. So then we come down here. We have this white piece down here is known as the bridge. That holds the strings on the other end. So the strings are stretching from the nut to the bridge. And the bridge is seated in this bigger piece that's known as the saddle. So those are the parts of the ukulele. And you may want to go back and watch this section of the video again, just to review so that you really know all the different parts. Because as we talk about how to play the ukulele, we're going to be mentioning all those different parts. So it's going to be really important to know which part is which. Next up, let's talk about how we play the ukulele. The first thing that we're going to learn how to play on the ukulele is known as the open strings. So when we play the ukulele, we can use our left hand to press down on the strings in different places. First things first, though, we're going to play the ukulele without doing that. And anytime you play a string without using your left hand, it's known as playing the open string. So if I just pluck the string like this, I've just played an open string, no fingers on the string. And so here are the open strings of the ukulele. So let's learn the names of those open strings. So each open string, and in fact, each note in our system of music has a letter name. And so the letter names of the strings are G, C, E, A. And there's a little handy way of remembering this that you can use. It's just a little phrase, and it goes like this: good cats eat ants. So that'll help you remember the names of the strings of the ukulele. Good cats eat ants. Now, you may notice that the graphic on the screen has the strings reversed. And that's actually very common when we're writing out music on the ukulele. And there are a variety of reasons for that, but one of the main reasons is that more or less the strings of the ukulele are upside down in a way. And what I mean by that is that the strings, if I start with this one, go from low to high. The pitches get higher, so you can hear the pitches go up. But they do that as I go physically down through the strings. So I'm going down through the strings plucking, but the notes are going up and getting higher as I go. Now there's one exception, and that's the string that's very much on the top here. So it starts up a little higher and then jumps down and walks back up. And so the way that we look at the strings on a diagram of the ukulele, and that's what you're seeing in the graphic above, is that we look at them from the lower sounds, again, more or less, up to the higher sounds. So the string that you're physically playing on the top is actually on the bottom of the diagram, that's your G. Then next is C, then E, and then A. So that may feel a little odd at the beginning, and it takes a little bit of getting used to, but you'll get it if you stick with it, and it'll feel pretty easy over time. Okay,